Sherlock's request. To accommodate the majority of players, God's Domain could be played while sleeping. Also, the time within the game was different than in reality. Where 2 hours within the game was equal to 1 hour in reality, each day within the game was made up of 48 hours, consisting of 30-hour daytimes and 18 hours of night. Not only that, to allow the bulk of working-class people to enjoy the game, nighttime in reality was daytime in the game. Xiao Feng passed through a multicolored tunnel as soon as he arrived in God's Domain, arriving at a solemn golden temple. A female angel with 4 pairs of wings flew toward Xiao Feng. She was only about a palm-sized. "Hello, adventurer. Welcome to God's Domain. I am the navigation angel, Gabriel. I will be introducing you to the 4 main categories and 12 main jobs. Please choose the job that you like the most." With a wave of Gabriel's small hand, an illustration introduced the 12 main jobs appeared in front of Xiao Feng. These 12 jobs were categorized into 4 main classes: Warrior, Shield Warrior, Guardian Knight, Berserker, Weapon Specialist, Swordsman, Assassin, Ranger, Healer, Cleric, Druid, Oracle, or Mage, Elementalist, Summoner, and Cursemancer. Warrior specialized in defense against monsters, Weapon Specialist focused on physical damage output, and Healers focused on healing. Mages focused on magical damage output. Every job had their own style of battle, which was one of the main selling points of God's Domain. In his previous life, Xiao Feng picked the Swordsman under a Weapon Specialist, and he was even known as the Swords Magician. Xiao Feng had already invested too much in the Swordsman job, so naturally he would not choose any other job. He chose the Swordsman class he was familiar with without hesitation. Job selection complete. Please designate a name for your character. Yi Feng. Xiao Feng chose the same name he had in his previous life. Naming successful. Do you wish to adjust your appearance? Adjustment rate limited to 15%. Thinking for a while, Xiao Feng chose to adjust his character's appearance by 15% as to not stand out. With this, nobody could recognize Xiao Feng if they saw his character, though it wasn't as handsome as the original. Please select a birthplace in the Star Moon Kingdom. A map that displayed tens of cities belonging to the Star Moon Kingdom appeared in front of Xiao Feng. The opening of God's Domain was globally synchronized. To accommodate for the hundreds of millions of players, the lands of God's Domain were incredibly vast, measuring up to 2 or 3 times of Earth. The kingdoms within were even more plentiful. However, a player's living area and city in reality determined the country they would start in, so players could only choose the cities within the country. White River City. Xiao Feng did not plan to choose any other city, so he chose the White River City that he was most familiar with. White River City was Star Moon's Kingdom's 5th-ranked city. It was an important city in the north Star Moon Kingdom. There were quite a few workshops that chose to develop there to avoid the struggles between large guilds. City confirmed. Player will arrive in Red Leaf Town or White River City in 3 seconds. We wish you happy gaming! The sight before Xiao Feng immediately blurred as he was sent away. Red Leaf Town, the buildings that were chaotically arranged there, had a similar style to the medieval ages. NPCs filled the bustling streets, making them feel as if they were in another world. Xiao Feng arrived at the front of a church. His new appearance is resembling a penniless swordsman. He currently wore a gray novice leather armor, and on his waist hung a novice sword. I still ended up in Red Leaf's town in the end. Xiao Feng smiled faintly as he looked at the familiar sight of the small town, confidence welling up within him. At that moment, many players had started wandering around the town, speaking to NPCs in hopes of attaining a trail of a quest. There were also quite a few players that went out of the village, going out to the wilderness to kill monsters. Every one of them was carrying out their task as if their life depended on it, and they couldn't help but wish they could split their time in 2. Xiao Feng didn't pay attention to the other players. With a slight wave and touch of his fingers, a player's attribute panel appeared before him. Character: Yi Feng, human. Affiliated kingdom: Star Moon. Title: None. Job: Swordsman. Level: 0. HP: 100 out of 100. Physical attack power: 13. Defense: 4. Attack speed: 3. Movement speed: 4. Attributes: Strength: 5. Agility: 3. Endurance: 4. Intelligence: 2. Vitality: 2. Free attribute points: 4. Weapon Mastery: One-handed swordsman plus 5. Apprentice rank: Increases one-handed sword damage by 5%. Two-handed sword mastery plus 5. Apprentice rank: Increases two-handed sword damage by 5%. Free mastery point: 0. Job title: Job talent: nothing. Job talent is Swordsman talent 1, sword-related mastery plus 5. Swordman talent 2, obtain 8 free mastery points every 5 levels. Swordsman talent 3, Sword-related skills proficiency increased by 50%. Skills. Chop, active skill, requirement sword. Additional 8 points of damage, cooldown 5 seconds. Skill level 1. Proficiency 0 out of 300. Equipment. Swordsman leather shirt, gray trash. Level 0, defense 2, durability 10 out of 10. Novice sword, gray trash. This is one-handed sword, level 0, equipment requirement, strength 3, attack power plus 3, durability 15 out of 15. Inside his bag there were 10 pieces of bread and 10 pouches of water. Eating the bread would recover 10 health per second, while drinking the water would recover 10 mana, or MP per second. Both effects lasted 10 seconds. Every swordsman started with the same attributes, the only difference being the allocation of free attribute points. Each player could obtain 4 free attribute points with each increase in level. With each rise in level, the different ways players use these points would result in their own unique style. Strength increased physical attack power and the weight behind each attack. Agility increased attack speed and movement speed. Endurance increased maximum health and stamina, and intelligence increased magical attack power, and the maximum MP and vitality increased the recovery rate of MP and HP. Every job placed an emphasis on different attributes. A swordsman belonged to the physical damage job. Most players would prioritize strength. In his previous life, Xiao Feng also made such a choice, adding 2 points into strength, 1 point into endurance, and 1 point into agility for every level. It was a very ordinary and commonplace choice. However, Xiao Feng did not plan to do so in this life. Without hesitation, clicked on the plus sign for agility, placing all 4 attributes into it. Xiao Feng's agility increased to 7 points. His attack speed changed to 4 and movement speed to 4. This method of point allocation was something not even assassins, who were widely known as their high agility, would do. They would prioritize strength first, as more damage meant easier time leveling up. Unfortunately, Xiao Feng didn't think that way. For melee jobs, agility was the best choice at the early stages of God's Domain. This was kept a secret, only being discovered several weeks after God's Domain's opening. When it was finally made known, countless melee players couldn't help but hammer their chest in regret. After adding the attribute points, Xiao Feng took a look at his surroundings. Only a while had passed before another large group of players were sent here. Green rhombus-like symbols belonging to the players filled the air of the central plaza, blocking out the yellow symbols belonging to NPCs. Such a situation made looking for an NPC an even greater challenge. DDD. Xiao Feng's voice communication rang. The caller's name showed Black Cloud. It was Blackie calling. Brother Feng, I chose Cursemancer and was sent to Falling Moon Town. Where are you? Now that he had entered God's Domain, Blackie was extremely excited, itching to start his journey quickly. I'm in Red Leaf Town, not that far from Falling Moon Town. I'll help you level up, so come to Red Leaf Town, Xiao Feng said. Brother Feng, you must be crazy. Do you know how far Falling Moon Town is from Red Leaf Village? The map says it'll take me 7 hours to get there. If I fall behind all the other players by a lot if I go there. We should just level up on our own and meet up at White River City after reaching level 10. Blackie nearly coughed out blood and anger. Earning 16,000 credits in 10 days was already madness. Instead of frantically leveling up, after entering God's Domain, he was asking me to waste 7 hours? He wasn't going to do that, even if it was beaten to death. Don't worry, you should just come over. You'll get back the time you wasted very quickly, Xiao Feng said dully. When Blackie heard Xiao Feng's confident tone, he asked excitedly, Brother Feng, could it be that you have beta tester information? God's Domain had invited quite a few people to test the game before it had opened. These people were called beta testers. These beta testers could get a hold of first-hand information for God's Domain. And although changes would be made to the game, the beta testers would most definitely know more than the regular player. What do you think? Just hurry over here, Xiao Feng answered in a mysterious tone, laughing. Hearing Xiao Feng's word, Blackie knew Xiao Feng had reliable information, and he couldn't help but get excited, saying, Okay, wait for me, Brother Feng. I'll go there right this instant. Ending Blackie's call, Xiao Feng walked toward a small dark alley of the town. There were hundreds of NPCs in Red Leaf Town. However, NPCs that gave quests only numbered in the tens, while hidden quests numbered 5, and unique quests numbered only 1. A unique quest would no longer be available once completed by a player. The unique quest in Red Leaf Town was only discovered 2 months after God's Domain opened, and had caused a sensation through the entire White River City the last time. As the quest was unique, the lucky player revealed the method to obtain it, earning the envy of many players. Unfortunately for them, the quest was no longer available even if they wanted to do it. Of course, Xiao Feng wouldn't let this unique quest go in this life. Xiao Feng arrived at the dark alley filled with beggars in tattered clothing. The beggars were like wolves discovering fresh meat when they saw Xiao Feng walking over, quickly surrounding him as they begged for food. There was once a player who had given these beggars a lot of food. These beggars would ask for items after having their fill, and they would ask for more expensive items after each time. The player had agreed to all their requests, consecutively fulfilling more than 10 of their wishes. Unfortunately, the beggars gave absolutely nothing in return, causing the player to nearly pop a vein, becoming a joke for others. "Get lost!" Xiao Feng yelled as he pulled out his novice sword, causing the powerless beggars to quickly hide away. Xiao Feng walked to the corner after the beggars dispersed. A vagrant middle-aged man was lying there. There wasn't much of a difference between the man and the other beggars, but if there were one, it would be the man's unwielding integrity, as he was the only one not begging for food. "Do you need any help, sir?" Xiao Feng formally asked the man. "Can you give me some food? It's been 5 days since I've last eaten," the male beggar responded. Xiao Feng smiled faintly, seriously saying, "Unfortunately, sir, I cannot agree to your wish." A normal person would probably spew blood in anger if they heard such a reply. However, this beggar merely let out a sigh, no longer saying a word. "However, if you are willing to pay an appropriate price, I can give you the food you need," Xiao Feng said. The beggar lifted his head and looked at Xiao Feng, his eyes carrying a hint of anticipation, as he said, "If I had the money, I would definitely be willing to pay this cost, but right now I have nothing. Although if you are willing to help me, I will pay you a sufficient price. Are you willing to help me? May I ask what you want me to do?" Xiao Feng requested. The beggar said seriously, "Please help me kill the mayor of Red Leaf Town, Cross." Even though Red Leaf Town was just a small town, the town mayor was still a level 15 elite. There were also level 25 guards by his side. Aside from that, killing an NPC would result in being arrested. Killing the mayor was, without a doubt, a crazy action, and no player would believe this was a quest, as this was no different than telling players to commit suicide. Nobody would agree to such a damnable request. "Alright, I promise you," Xiao Feng unhesitantly agreed with a smile. System, unique quest, Sherlock's request accepted. Kill Cross, the mayor of Red Leaf Town, and bring the mayor's insignia back to Sherlock. Players must not exceed level 10. Xiao Feng turned around and headed toward the town hall, a place where the mayor was staying at after receiving the quest.